Hey everyone, we're gonna look at the ElfBallv deck again. This was the latest revision, and I've had some more time to think about it, and just think about what the deck's trying to do, what sort of direction we want to go with, and I think what I'm going to actually do is I'm actually going to take out the Grapeshot, um, mostly because I think we can sort of have the combo deck, or we can still get the one-turn kill shot in by adding in some additional elves. And basically, right now, if you look at it, this is actually sort of like a mulligan. If you draw this in your opening hand, Grapeshot really isn't going to do you a whole lot of good. If you draw it in the first couple turns, it's really only good if you're going to draw it late, and basically when you want to win. So I like this to be sort of more aggro, but also with that ability to sort of win in one turn. And I was looking at the elves the other day, or the elves that we could play with, and I noticed one from Urza's Saga, where basically target creature gains trample until end of turn for a green. And even though his ability is only pretty good when you're going off, he is an elf, and he has only one casting cost, and he's a 1/1, so he's not terrible. He's not a complete mulligan in a lot of situations. So we're going to go ahead and make that change. We're going to take out those two. We're actually just going to add in 2 Elvish Herders. A couple of the other things are, I was actually going to take out the Hickory Woodlots. One of the reasons why is it's not a forest, and that can be sort of a problem if we run into some land destruction maybe later. You can't use it with Quirion Ranger or with, I think it's Beach, the Elvish Branch Bender, since you can only target a forest. So I'm actually going to take out the Hickory Woodlots. I'm going to add in a couple more forests here. And just so for the moment, I'm just going to do a straight swap of 4 Hickory Woodlots for 4 Forest. The other thing was, since we're sort of moving away from combo, I'm actually going to take out the Lotus Petals. They're not really necessary. The thing is that whenever I'm looking at a combo deck, especially when I need, say, an off color for the win condition, Lotus Petal is pretty much my first inclusion because it's free to cast, it adds to a storm count, and you can generate the off-colored mana that you're going to need. But in this case, since we're going to be sort of a more aggro deck, with hopefully a target creature gains trample as a finisher, I'm just actually going to take out the Lotus Petals. And I did do some more browsing for deck lists, and one of the places that I found was, and honestly I had heard of the site before, and I think I visited a long time ago, was the MTGO Academy website. And in there it appears that they store deck lists, and you can search by a card basically, and what I did was I just searched for Timberwatch, because pretty much the only deck that runs Timberwatch in Pauper is going to be some sort of ElfBallv variant, and there were definitely a lot of cards that I saw that I liked. One of them I believe was a Sylvan Ranger. Because again, he's going to be an elf. He can cost 2 mana, and he can go get you the plains when you need an island when you need an island. So I'm going to go ahead and add in a Sylvan Ranger, and I'm actually going to go ahead and take out 1 extra forest and put in a land grant. And we're just going to go up to 4 land grants. So we're going to go ahead and try this. One of the good things that I really like about this is basically the deck is all 4 ofs. You're not running a lot of 3s or a lot of 1s. You're trying to make a very consistent deck. So by having some, having multiples of cards that are going to be useful for you, it just makes your deck more consistent overall. So we're going to go ahead and save this, and I'm just going to run the tournament practice room again, just a couple single games, and we'll see how it goes, and see if we want to make any more changes to it. I have a pretty good feeling about it. I don't think we're going to want to make too many more adjustments unless this is just a total bombing like the first iteration of the deck. You know, looking back on it now, the first iteration of the deck was pretty bad. You know, there's not much more to say, and that's sort of why you want to test things out and just sort of hopefully work out all the kinks. So. Alright, this is a pretty good hand. Let's see what we're up against here. Snow-covered island. Might be post with Screds. Screds, I believe is what it is. We'll have to see, I'm not 100% sure. Not too many things run snow-covered islands. Although I did have some blue-black decks a long time ago that ran Chilling Shades as their kill condition. And the reason why was you could use your snow-covered islands to actually pump the Chilling Shade, but that was a long time ago, unfortunately. So we're gonna see if we can get Priest of Titania out here. Good old Brainstorm, Terramorphic Expanse. Maybe this is some sort of weird blue-red Delver deck. No, blue-black. Yeah, the only reason I can think of running snow-covered lands is for Chilling Shade. There might be a... Well, Grix colored. Maybe this is Parlor Tricks, which is a old favorite deck of mine. No, could very well be. Well, what I'd like him to do is waste his removal spell on Priest of Titania, so we can get Timberwatch down and active. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. But what we'll do is we'll do Timberwatch and Elvish. Oops. And the reason why I wanted to cast the guys beforehand is because I didn't want him to bolt the Priest of Titania during combat and basically lose any extra mana I would have made up on this turn. But now in this particular case, I can actually just play the rest of my hand here. And I have a good feeling either Timberwatch or the Elvish Branchbender is going to get toasted here. Oh, that was lucky. Although I could still see a Firebolt coming or Steamcored Weir. The other thing I like about going this route is there's not going to be as much clicking as when I was trying to do the Storm finish. Would it be nice if he think twices? That was good for us. And then he also laid a land this turn, so he may Edict, maybe Doomblade. If I can actually draw a Quirion Ranger here, he'd actually be dead. Either way, he's going to be in a bit of a hurt locker here if he doesn't get either. Once he gets rid of both Timberwatch and the what is this guy's name? Elvish Branch Bender. Yep, there was the Scred. Still going to be in pretty rough shape if I can get a Quirion Ranger. That is not a Quirion Ranger. But that is okay too. So we're going to hit for 13 here. He pretty much has one draw step, unless I don't draw a green spell next turn. And he gets rid of the Elvish Branch Bender. I'll remember his name one of these times. If we can get rid of the Elvish Branch Bender and I don't draw a green spell, obviously that is not good for us. Any extra turns at this point? Nope, didn't draw any out, so alright, start up another one here. I think a couple more games, we'll see how it turns out. Like I said, I definitely feel a lot better about this particular iteration of the deck. And if we don't want to make any more changes or any additional changes, I think we'll actually start moving to the sideboard and start sort of building our sideboard, seeing where our weaknesses are, deficiencies as far as the deck goes. Hopefully picking out or coming up with a good game plan. Alright, another ElfBallv deck. This should be interesting. Young Wolf. Oh, this is actually just Stompy, which is pretty good for us. Let's see here, what do I want to do? I maybe should have cast those guys in reverse. See, if I would have cast the Nettle Sentinel first, Birchlore Ranger, I could have tapped them, and I would have had an untapped Fyndhorn Elf and Nettle Sentinel. Could have got one more mana. Definitely can be relevant in a lot of situations, not in this particular case, but it doesn't excuse for not playing correctly or doing it correctly. And that guy can be a problem as long as I don't die next turn, because they can definitely pump him up to where I can't do anything about him. But there's another mistake on my part. I need to tap that guy for mana. And, you know, this is another good reason to practice your decks. Just that way you don't make as many mistakes. Yeah, because we could have got the other Timberwatch Elf out there basically this turn if I hadn't made that mistake. Unfortunately, not much I can do there. But I should be okay after this. I'm going to take 5. And then he's pretty much going to have a hard time blocking with anything, so I'm sorry, attacking with anything. It's going to have to try to swarm me. Which just turns out profitable for me since I can dictate typically which creatures of mine are going to die. Alright, so let's see, what do I want to do here? Right, definitely want to tap this guy this time. Green Ranger. Definitely want to tap him again here. In this particular case, I want to leave these guys unblocked. Even though I'd like to get this guy out there, I want to make sure that I can block his guys, because at this point, like I said, the only way I can lose is by him swarming me. So the higher life total I stay at this point, the better off I am. Another thing here is you don't really want to block with Timberwatch unless you're planning to pump him. And that's because you know, just in case he has a giant growth or anything like that. Trading off guys here is actually not terrible for me. Just trying to think if he's going to have. I don't want to do this. Actually, this is fine. Forgot about Shin of Life's Roar, so that is not good for me. So, can I get enough guys out there to hopefully win? And let's take me just a second, let's see. Attack with the Sylvan Ranger, so 6. He only gets plus 12, so then goes to 13. That's not going to cut it, unfortunately. My other option is to attack with everyone. I only get through for an extra 3. So that's 16. So, can I... Should I just set up for next turn? That's what I'm wondering about now. Will I live to see next turn? He's got 7 power. Don't believe he's going to block with anything. Let's see, it's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 1 short. Guess I should have saved Nettle Sentinel. 9. Oh yeah, that's right. These guys count elves on the battlefield. So he's got a block. Otherwise he's dead. So I think I just go ahead and jam all my guys in there. See if he blocks. Also, you know, if you haven't played the deck for a while or not familiar with all your cards, make sure you read your cards. And unless he blocks with everything, I believe he's dead. Does he happen to have fog? Way to gain 1 life. Nope. And he made the exact same mistake I did. That's another good thing. Always make sure you read your opponent's cards too. If you're not sure what they might do, or even if you're a little unfamiliar, it never hurts to just take the second to look at the card and you know, to make sure that it's actually doing what you're doing, or what you think it does. There's no reason for you to speed through, especially when you know, if you're playing for, you know, it's just good practice. Doesn't matter if you're practicing, you know, you're playing at PTQ, you're playing in a Pro Tour, you know, you'd much rather win the match and look a little foolish than lose the match and look really foolish, basically. Oh, this is not a great hand. We don't have any 1 casting cost guys. But you know what? We're going to give it a shot. Mostly because we got double Timberwatch, and if we can get those on the board, obviously that's very good for us. So we have Land Grant. I'm actually going to cast Land Grant right now. The reason for that is because in case I draw another land next turn, I just want to sort of decrease my chances of drawing a land next turn. That's the only reason why. And plus we have the other Land Grant, so you know, back-to-back turns we're going to be casting it. So another reason why he laid a Lonely Sandbar, which could mean he has, I was going to say counterspells, but nope, it actually looks like I'm going to be up against Exhume, which is not good either. So I'm going to see if we can erase a turn 2 Crusher. Not 100% sold I'm going to be able to, but we'll see what I can do. Alright, so we're going to need to get some permanents out here. Let's start with... Really what we'd really like is to get her out. The Hunt Master. I think I'm going to actually have to wait. Go get our island. Perch the Ranger. We can't actually get the Huntsmaster out this turn, so that's good. Hopefully he doesn't get one of the other 3 Exhumes, because Double Crusher, not so sure I'm going to be able to beat Double Crusher. Probably should have sacked the Sylvan Ranger in case he does have another Exhume. That was a mistake. Yep. My mistake. Could have got another land. Again, not thinking. Alright. I'd like to get as many elves in play as possible and then cast Timberwatch, or cast Distant Melody. I'm thinking I may just have to cast it for 4. Let's see. Can I get a Timberwatch elf out there previously? Prior to... No. Well, let's go. Let's cast this way. Can't really sack the island, so let's see, what am I going to sacrifice? Forced elf. I think if I can just win next turn. Sacking a bunch of elves is not what I want to do. Alright, well, definitely some mistakes I made. Would be a lot better. I'd actually have another land to play next turn. So Nettle Sentinel. Into that last guy. 3. see, there's 6. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Guess I should have kept the Birchlaw Ranger. Another mistake, probably. But we live and learn. Hopefully next game I'll do a little bit better. Alright, I'm just not going to play him again just because I'd just like to get in some other decks. And I feel, I really do feel if the matchup went, if we ran the matchup again and I played a little bit better, took my time and thought about what the heck I was doing, it would definitely ended up a lot better. Incidentally, if I just would have sacked that Sylvan Ranger the first time, I would have had a force to cast one of those elves at the end, and I believe that would have been enough to win. But I'll have to go back and look through that. Watch that replay again later. So this is going to be either White Weenie, most likely a White Weenie. That guy can be a bit of a problem. Let's see. Get Llanowar Elves out there. Could be that Nettle Sentinel should have been first just so I can attack. Although I don't believe him to be able to attack. I'm sure I'm going to see a Loyal Cathar or some sort of 2 casting cost, 2 power, 2 toughness creature here. I'm actually tempted to block here. Just because Benevolent Bodyguard, the longer he stays in play, the longer the game goes, the worse it is for me. But this time I will not. Of course, Skyfisher. I guess I could save my points if I would have cast Nettle Sentinel first. You just want to be able to attack. If he returns the planes here, that'll be good for me because, yeah, because Razor Golem doesn't come down next turn, which that's sort of what he's telegraphing now. So let's see. Hit Nettle Sentinel, Birchlaw Ranger. And in this particular case, I'm going to keep the Elvish Herder in my hand, even though I could technically cast him this turn. The only reason for that is I just want to get an extra token out of the Huntsmaster. And she's not going to do a whole lot of good out there right now, so I'm going to cast Land Grant though. And in this case, I'm actually just going to cast it. I do have a very good feeling that Razor Golem is coming down now next turn. but we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong. Another thing here is to, while you're playing the game, you should be thinking about like what sort of sideboard cards you like to bring in. In this particular case, one of the sideboard cards I would like to bring in is Well-Wisher. Even though Ication Javeliers, he's probably going to have Journey to Nowhere, things like that. Basically, Well-Wisher is your lightning rod. You know, he has to get rid of it, or pretty much the game is out of control. It's going to be fairly tough for him to ever win if you have an active Well-Wisher on the table, because he's never going to be able to race pretty much. And I forget to tap him for mana again. And I guess if I would have just realized I can tap him with that's on the stack. I don't know. I thought I had tried that previously, but and it didn't allow me to do it, but I guess I didn't. It's a good thing I tried again. Otherwise I would have been just sort of punching myself for the next couple of videos stating, you know, how can I possibly do that again? So we're going to play the forest. Well, let's see what the javelin does here. Some bad cards here would be another core Skyfisher. Anything with 3 toughness is going to be bad. Anything with 2 toughness actually is bad. Definitely Loyal Cathar is not good for me. Killing him is fine because I don't have any more cards, although if I do draw a Distant Melody, that would really suck. That guy is also not good for me. Priest of Titania is pretty good. I'm trying to think if I want to sacrifice the Huntsmaster here. You know, I think I'm just going to wait. I think I'm going to generate this elk though. I'm trying to really think of my route to victory here, and that's probably going to be I don't have anything that will kill the priest. I don't have anything to offset the life loss. So I pretty much need to draw a Timberwatch or the Branch Bender in the next couple of cards, or I'm going to be in trouble. Squadron Hawks are not great for me. So in this case I think like sideboard cards, You know, the only way he's going to be able to attack are with flyers. Possibly spider silk armor. I think there's an elf that shoots down flying creatures anytime you play an elf. Scattershot Archer, I believe, is another one. Deal 1 damage. Tap him to deal 1 damage to all creatures with flying. This is not looking great for us here at the moment. I think it's actually best for us to attack now with the Huntsmaster and actually the Nettle Sentinel. Well, that's good for us. Alright, so we're pretty much on a 3-turn clock here, because he's going to attack probably with this Core Skyfisher and the Squadron Hawk. He's going to lay the other 2 Squadron Hawks. So he's going to get in for 3, bring us to 10. Oh. That's not good either. That even speeds his clock up further. So yeah, in this particular matchup, I think maybe just some of the cards I'd be looking at, definitely Well-Wisher, Spider Silk Armor, some way to interact with the board also, some way to maybe get rid of Sultured Priest, and maybe even Journey to Nowhere. Definitely would like to get rid of the Acacian Javeliers. Attack for 3 here. Yeah, so pretty much need to draw Timberwatch Elf. Or Distant Melody would help here. Timberwatch Elf, that's good. This time he's going to attack for... Definitely want to make the elf this time. Well, it's a good thing he didn't lay down the Acacian Javelier, because he would be able to get rid of Quirin Ranger, and I basically would have lost. So in this particular case, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I think he has to block with everything. Unless I can get another Quirin Ranger, which would be ideal. Unless he's got a pump spell. Some sort of rally spell. Oil Cathar is not great. Let's go to 20. Actually, I think... I'm not sure if he's dead. Let's see, he put all the Squadron Hawks. Nope, he still has 1 left. So he still has 1... So the last card in hand is Squadron Hawk. Actually, I think he's dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blockers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, he's dead. Well, got a little lucky there. Timberwatch was pretty much the only card that we could have got to save us. So I just want to make sure here. I just want to attack with everyone except for can you attack with Priest? I only want to attack with this Timberwatch. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, see, if he would have cast the Acacian Javelier before he cast the second Squadron Hawk, I actually would not be able to win this turn. Because he would have been able to shoot the Quarren Ranger, and I wouldn't be able to use Timberwatch Elf twice in one turn, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I'm just double checking here. But also sort of think about cards he might be bringing in. He might be bringing in Holy Day. Definitely might be bringing in Prismatic Strands. Guardian of the Guild Pact is another bad one for us. Even though he is a bit slow, when he gets out there, he pretty much, dominates your deck, unfortunately, or the ElfBallv deck. Yeah, so, definitely liking the deck a lot more. I feel that we got rid of a lot of sort of the bad cards to start with. We're definitely having a lot more elves. We seem to be able to come back from specific spots or when we're behind. That game against the blue-black Exhume deck, we possibly could have won if I had made so many mistakes. So I definitely think I like the main deck the way it is now. I'll definitely be thinking about it more though. Maybe some other cards to try out. Looking over other people's deck lists to see what sort of other innovations they've come up with. And make any changes that I feel are appropriate. But right now I think we're going to keep the main deck the way it is. In the next video we'll sort of set up the sideboard and sort of what we're going to be taking out, what we're going to be putting in, specific matchups on where we'll use those cards, and we'll see you then. Thanks for watching.